So we're back for the beginning of Season 12. I hope you liked the analysis video for those that tuned in and watched it. We have made quite a lot of money with some very surprising transfers. Roll the intro. No, I won't stop. Hello and welcome back to the Folkestone Invicta Save. I am Cultured Left Foot. It's a pleasure to have you with me. And yes, we have a budget of £79 million in the Folkestone Invicta coffers, which is very nice. We have a transfer budget of £80 million, £80.2 million, when our original budget was £53 million. Yeah, so we've made a profit in the transfer window. Some very strange dealings have happened, and well, I guess we'll dive straight into them. If you watch the analysis video, you probably know the players that I was trying to move on and what positions we were trying to invest in. Let's go and review that and see how we've done. So, into the transfers then. We'll look at the transfer history. And, yeah, we'll start with the youngsters that we brought in. So, Connacht Tempest joins from Man United to bolster the under-23s. You can pause on these if you want to get a little more of a look. Uwakwe joins from Spurs, under-23s. Again, we just need to bolster our numbers up and see what's happening there. Dean Youssef is one of three that joins from Chelsea. 18 years old, he comes in. Then we have also Les Dobson comes in as well as a central midfielder. Lots of these guys look like they do have some promising potential, which is good. Generally keep them at the club, cash in on them when we want to sell. Matt Mansbridge comes in as well. Very highly rated, to be honest with him. Enthusiastic fullback. He could be in the first team, not too far away from the first team in the coming years, which is good. Alan Barton, we got 3 from Chelsea, 3 from Man United and 1 from Spurs. He's another one from Man United who looks pretty decent. 18-year-old young Welsh international, under 19. Paul Rie is in as well. Again, decent looking centre-back. Looks like he could progress to the first team. Luckily, all of these are homegrown as well, so it does look like we can bring some people in. Now, Josh Thomas is our first major in. Right winger. I said we were looking for a new right winger to give some competition to Cheer, and this is the guy I plumped for. £10 million, 5'9", great pace, good first touch, can cross, can dribble, pass. I think he looks absolutely brilliant. £10 million, never really played for Man City. Had a couple of games around here, like a handful of games here, mainly in the Championship. But when he did play in the Premier League, he played pretty well for a good Man City team. So I'm hoping that we can get the best out of him. We beat Everton and Bournemouth to his signature. So, yeah, hoping that we can get the best out of him, which is great. After that, we paid $625k, his release fee, for Amir Abel, who is another right winger. This guy's only 18 years old, though. Democratic Republic. That's not the nationality. He's a Democratic Republic of Congo international. 1 cap at the age of 18. Looks very, very promising. Current ability 3-star and potentially 5-star potential abilities. And he's a perfectionist, which is absolutely brilliant. Really looking forward to him. Looks like he could be a world beater for the Democratic Republic of Congo. So he joins as well. He'll probably be a bit more of a bit part player. Then we brought in Claudio Roberto from Flamengo. £10.5 million for the left-footed 21-year-old Brazilian striker. I wanted some more competition up front with my strikers. And this guy, I think, is going to give us that. Quick, really agile, can dribble with the ball, finishing and composure could be better, but I hope they go up a little bit. He can anticipate, he's aggressive, he's got great off the ball movement. I think he'll do us very, very well. 5 in 7 for Flamengo and 10 in 21. Seems to know where the goal is. Just hope he can do it in the Premier League. Very happy with Claudio Roberto joining the club and likes to run with the ball and tries killer bar softens and places his shots into the corner. So he looks to be a very good signing. Then we brought in the guys that we had arranged on free transfers. Horacio Pereira joins from Atletico Madrid to give a bit of competition to Revan in the playmaker role that we're going to use. Light-hearted isn't the best, but he does look pretty handy for what we want. And again, we got him on a free. If it doesn't work out, I'm very confident we can cash in him for quite a lot of money, but likes to get forward, which is really handy. One of the things we didn't have last year was enough people running from deep, so I'm hoping Horacio Pereira can sort that out. Jordan Vincent comes in as one of two new attacking midfielders that we're going to be utilising in this formation that we're playing. Can potentially do the playmaker role as well. Comes in with some good stats though, good pace, good acceleration, good work rate, vision, off the ball. Lots of blues across the board, which is great. Dribbling, first touch, finishing's a little bit low, but got good composure. Passing's great and technique's great. And we've brought him in for a player that played a full season with Juventus and got a 7. So, in theory, should be able to do very well for Folkestone Invicta. Again, if it doesn't play out, we can cash in on him. Most people have got minimum fee release clauses for clubs in the Champions League, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. But unfortunately, he has injured himself in the pre-season game, so we're not going to see him for a little while live on cam. And he is unambitious, which is a little bit disappointing. But again, loves to get forward whenever possible. Is something I've really looked for. And his main competition will be Steven Diallo, a very, very good player. Now, we've got 2 attacking midfielders on star player, which is a bit of a concern. But again, he's come in from Dortmund, where he has played quite a lot of games for them. And has actually performed very well for them. So I think between them, we've got a very, very good range of people now, between Diallo, Vincent, and then Dybala as well to come off when needed, come off the bench. I think we've got a good range of attacking abilities. Runs the ball often, gets forward whenever possible, runs with the ball through the centre. His dribbling isn't the best for that, but I think he'll be very, very good and will fit into our team very, very well. And then the final in on deadline day, I realised I hadn't bought a left winger, so I bought in Adam Ida from Norwich. Now, 29, he's pretty old, but 44 goals in 81 games for Ireland, 13 and 16 for the under-21s. Very, very good. He's actually not going to be a striker. He's mainly going to play out here as an inside forward, I think. But he does give us another striker option. Likes to beat the offside trap, move into channels, knocks ball past opponent, runs with the ball down the right, which I'm going to try and untrain him, but he might be a bit too old for that now. But fantastic stats. Really quick. Composure, finishing is great, dribbling's great, first touch is great, technique's good, off the ball's good, determination is good. I think he's going to be absolutely superb for us. Hasn't scored too many goals in his Premier League career, 92 in 292 across his whole career, because he's had 1 in League One and a couple of seasons in the Championship. But overall, very, very happy with him. And of course, in total, that means we spent £44.5 million. Now, we've sold people for £88 million. Ken Wynn has gone out on loan to Middlesbrough, so we'll be keeping an eye on you. But Ken, it's looking pretty promising for you because you've already got 5 caps for Poland as a 19-year-old. So I think you're going to be pretty damn good in the future. We then made our first sale of the window. Alex Perez moved to Young Boys Bern in Switzerland. We got a pretty good return for him, 14.75 million. On a free transfer we bought him in for. Could rise to 18.5 million if he does all sorts of stuff for Young Boys Bern. I think it's 50 games, 30 goals, all sorts going on. But he should be a starting player for them for quite some years. Never really made it at us. Happy to cash in on him after the free transfer from Liverpool. Ben Kimbell-Young joined. One of these players again. We bought him on a free transfer from Man City. Ipswich wanted him for just under 600k. Happy to cash in. Didn't look like he was going to be brilliant. So happy to do it. And that's why I always love signing youngsters from the bigger teams, because you can always generally make money on them. Leo Luznig moved to Vitória de Guimarães in Portugal, which we knew. Matias Silva, this was an interesting one. 12.25 million. Korean team Jeonbuk Hyundai Motors paid for him. Very, very out of the blue, this. I put him on the transfer list because he wasn't going to play for us very much. And the K-League team bought him. 12.25 million. Could rise to 15.25 million. They took him on. He was nowhere near our first team. Went on loan to Standard Liège for half the season last season. 1 appearance in the Premier League. And again, for a person that we bought in on a free, forget that much money is very, very good. Very happy with that. Who else was next? Then we had some youngsters go out on loan. Beyonce moved to Orlando City that we knew about. Henry Tranny, who looks like he could be potentially good. He's valued at 17.25 million, 23 years old. We got him on a free from AC Milan. He spent 2 years out on loan at Cape, or 1 year, and he's going to spend another year out at Copenhagen. If he can increase these goal ratios, he may get a chance when he comes back. But I've got a feeling we're probably going to look to get some money for him and cash in. Because although he's obviously rated very highly at that sort of value, I don't think he's going to progress that much more. So I think we'll give him one more loan at Copenhagen and see if they want to buy him for around 20 million or something, depending how his loan goes. That would be decent. Ricard Peltier. Really, I needed to sell a striker. He was worth about 9 million, but no one was offering anything above 2.9 is what we got, and I was like, I've got to make profit. Slovan Bratislava were the only team that went up to 3.2, so we get 200k profit out of a deal for a guy that, when we got to the Premier League, didn't score a goal, only assisted once, and got a below a 6.6. So very happy. He's probably more at his level now, at that sort of playing out in, where's Bratislava? My knowledge of geography is absolutely dreadful. Where is Slovan Bratislava? Slovenia, yeah. So yeah, I think that's a good sell out there. £15 million we got for Carlos Esteban Trotta. I don't quite know why they paid that money. There was a number of clubs interested in him. Again, didn't really feature for us in the Premier League last year. And I thought, for that much profit, we had to give quite a bit of it to Independiente as part of the deal where we signed him. But for £15 million, I was more than happy to let him go, according that he's not our first team centre-back anymore. But yeah, £15 million, Trotta has moved on, and I think it's a great deal. Really, I just couldn't believe it. Absolutely couldn't believe it when they made that bid. Ashley Wills moved to Middlesbrough as well, another one that we bought in. No, he came through our youth system. So we've made 500k from a youth player. He's not rated that highly. He doesn't look very good. I was happy to let him move at 16 years old. I mean, that's not going to affect us at all. Goalkeeper went out on loan. And then the two big deals just before deadline day happened in England. So we basically sold these two players and then bought in Adam Ida because we had to make something happen. But Sam Stockton has moved to Atletico Madrid. Now, I wasn't too impressed with Sam Stockton. 6.52 in 11 games. He got frozen out by the signing of Chia. But Atletico Madrid obviously saw something. £32 million, could rise to £33 million. But they've taken a punt on him. He's on 50 grand a week there. He's got one under 21 cap. He's still rated relatively well by our scouts. But yeah, I mean, again, a guy that we technically got in on for free from Chelsea, 11 games and a year later, we've sold him on to Atletico Madrid for 32 million. There are times when these transfers can come and bite you in the arse, like Callum Davies did when we sold him for 9 million to Man City because they paid his release fee, and now he's worth like 30 million for Bournemouth. But I don't know. I don't see it with Sam Stockton, just like I don't see it with Russell McEachran, who we bought in from the MLS. We bought him in for £4 million. He came through Brighton's youth academy. We bought him for £4 million. Had an okay season. It wasn't brilliant. It didn't set the world alight. It wasn't terrible. But for 6.72, 21 games, we got an offer of 10 million, which I think was 5 million, 3 million up front, 7 million over like 3 years or something from Hertha Berlin, who have signed him and plonked him straight in their second team and put him listed for loan. So I'm not too sure. He could be going straight back to Sheffield Wednesday in England. But yeah, he was the enigma of a left winger who likes to run with the ball down the right. And it was strange. Like, I've never seen something like that before. But I tried to train him out of it, didn't get it. He's listed as a second team regular. But yeah, so I'm very happy with that. Profit for everyone we sold got profit, which is good, even if it's just in the case of Ricard Peltier. But £88 million of sales, £44.5 million spent. We're putting money in the club, which is great. Obviously, this year we're playing at the Amex Stadium, sharing it with Brighton because our stadium is being revamped again. If we just go and look at, no, not that one, club information, and we can look at facilities. So yeah, we're currently due to move back into Radnor Park Road after the expansion, which is due to be finished on the 18th of March next year. So quite a long time away from our home ground. But it's a big job. 6,250 extra seats is going to be built. But so at the moment, we're at Brighton. But we've got good academy coaching, good youth recruitment, superb data facilities, good youth facilities, good training facilities. It is all moving in the right direction, which is good. I'm pretty sure, I don't think we're paying Brighton rent to play there because of our expansion. But on the other bits of news, 2 more bits of news before we get into the first game of the season against Spurs. We've got new kits, if you look over here, that look absolutely lush. Thank you to Request a Kit, FM Request a Kit on Twitter. Absolutely brilliant stuff. I'm just delighted to upgrade the kits. It's the Premier League season, our second season here. 12 seasons. This is the start of the 12th season, I should say. So 11 seasons completed and 12 seasons done. Yeah, I mean, really, really nice. A modern sort of take and twist on the current kits for Folkestone Invicta. So I really like the look of them. And look at this, tracking our progression through the leagues is a wonderful, wonderful thing. But very, very happy with that. And then the other bit of news, we might be seeing a bit more of Carlos Mas because we're the Spain manager. We asked for, I said I wanted to do a national job. Spain and Brazil offered me the jobs. I went with Spain. Brazil are they the number 1 ranked team in the world? I can't remember. I think they are. How do I look at the nation? That's where I wanted to go to. I think Spain are, so Spain are 5th. Yeah, Brazil were number 1 in the world. They offered me the job. But I used sort of my brain of, I want to stay in Europe. I think it's a bit better in terms of qualifications and Euros and things like that. It's a bit better than the Copa America. And the fact that Spain, in real life, if this was real life, obviously I know it's not, if it was real life, Spain offered me £105,000 a week to be their manager. Brazil offered me £50,000 a week. So, yeah, I think that's more manageable. Obviously, I want the England job. The difficulty with getting the England job is that they've just won the World Cup. So I can't see Tripowski being sacked anytime soon. They had a wonderful World Cup. They beat Angola 5-0, South Korea 1-0, Cameroon 2-0, beat my new Spanish team 1-0 in the third round, beat Scotland on penalties in the quarter-final, which is incredible. Brazil, they beat 3-1 in the semi-finals and then beat Italy 2-1 in the final, with Trent Alexander-Arnold getting the winner with a 94th minute penalty, which was absolutely ridiculous. But yes, so the question for the day, which is very easily to answer for you guys, are you interested in seeing some Spanish games? If we go to the big games, obviously when we qualify for tournaments, I'll probably do the whole tournament in one episode. But I think when we get down to Spanish stuff, do you want to see any games? For Nation Leagues are coming up. We've got France are the biggest team we've got in there to play against us. And then obviously going into next year, there will be competitions coming up like the Euros and the World Cup and stuff like that. But you got to let me know how much you are interested to see anything to do with Spain. But today's game is against Spurs, who have, I can't remember if they've been splashing the cash. There has been some very big transfers in the Premier League this summer. They have spent 57 million on Miguel Perez as their only in the summer. And he looks... yeah, pretty damn good. He's probably going to score against us now that I've looked at him. But if we go, I think it was Man City who spent 107 million or something on one player. It might be that Almeida guy. Andre Almeida, £117 million they spent on Andre Almeida. An elite striker at the age of 24. Yeah, expect him to be the top goal scorer in the league when it happens. He scored 30 goals in 36 appearances for Man City. So some absolutely mental deals happened in the summer. I think if we go transfer window, and then, 117 million Andre Almeida from PSG to Man City. 114 million Stefan Patru moved from Man United to Juventus. 72 million Guerra moved from Dortmund to Chelsea. And Rosario Vescovo moved from Man United to Juventus as well. So Man United getting a lot of money from Juventus. If we go history, how much did they make? They must have made an absolute fortune. 27.5 million. No, they bought in 27.5 million. They sold 226 million pounds worth of player. Absolutely ridiculous. That is incredible. And we took 3 of their youngsters on a free. Anyway, another question I've got just before we get into the game. If you're interested to see a review of everything that's happened in the Premier League, Champions League, Europa League, and all that stuff up until this point in the save, just let me know down below. And at the end of this season, I'll do a 12-year review of Football Manager. And you can just, let me know down below if that's something you're interested in. But we've got to sort out our team for Tottenham, which is actually happening tomorrow. So I'm not even back on the correct day yet, as we hangs our hope on Berger. I think that's a sensible thing to do. He's one of the best players at the club. So I think I've picked my starting 11. This is the starting 11 we're going to go for. No, it's not, because we've got injuries. This is my ideal starting 11, I think. But we need to mix things up because we have some injuries. So Larea's going to come in at right back. Wilkinson is going to be dropped for Medina, who will probably get more game time this year anyway. And then on the bench, who are we going to put on the bench? Obviously Kenny. Sorry, Kenny wasn't in the list. He's the guy we signed in the January. 18-year-old left back, looks very, very handy. Listed as a centre back, won't ever be a centre back because he's 5'2", but listed as a left back. Went out to River Plate on loan, didn't do very well. But again, if it doesn't work, someone we can probably cash in on and get some good money for. So on the bench, we'll have Solberg as a goalkeeper. We'll have Adam Ida for sure. We'll have Kenny, Rajic. It could just be people that aren't injured, to be honest. Dybala. And then it's Bolla or Abel. Or do we go into the under-23s and see who we can pick up from here? As you can see, a lot of the we'll be going through again. I'll be adding in the next bunch of Patreons into the save because there's plenty of people that are Patreons that we now got good players who they can take on, which would be great. We've got a lot of people here. Ideally, I'd want a centre back, but a lot of our centre backs are still unavailable. Callum Bacon may now be able to be registered. 20 years old. Gosh, yeah, I'll tell you what. Let's put. Am I going to change my centre backs though? That's the question. Oh, Berger no longer wants to be a central defender on cover. You want to be a ball-playing defender on cover. Okay, we'll go for that. Or do I stick... Callum, we're not going to put you in just yet, I don't think. We're going to go with Abel, I think, which gives us right winger, attacking midfielder, striker, holding midfielder, defender, winger/striker, goalkeeper. The lack of centre-back is a bit concerning. But we'll go with that. That's how we're going to line up. That's how we're going to start. Hand over to the assistant. We'll be back for the game against Spurs. So here we go then, back on game day. Stuart Atwell being the referee. I don't know, 47 years old. I don't know if referees retire in Football Manager. Could be interesting. Luis Enrique is manager of Spurs. They're the favourites to win, but it is being held at home at the Amex Stadium. And when we know our team, we've picked it. There's no more injuries. Let's go and have a little look to see how we get on. Looking forward to see Diallo. Siglionis need to improve on his performances from last season. He really came into it at the end of the season, to be honest. Ludwig comes in, staying left back. Larea in at right back. It should be a good lineup, to be honest. Very excited. Carlos Mas. He not only needs to impress me now because I'm his club manager, he needs to impress me now because I am his national manager as well. So I have faith in you. I have faith. I have faith. And there are some ridiculously good players in the game at the moment this season. I went and looked at someone from Barcelona who is I think he's a 22-year-old Brazilian worth £120 million. Absolutely insane. I dread to think how much it would cost to prize him away from Barcelona. But we have a corner. Straight away, Sigliani's going to put it in. Diallo with a header! Steven Diallo on his debut, 7 minutes into his debut, gets a goal, signed on a free transfer from Dortmund. We, again, battered off a lot of competition for his signature. And Sigliani gets an assist on the first game of the season. It's a great header from Diallo. He runs in and attacks it. 1-0 up with the first shot of the game. Tottenham will be kicking themselves as it goes back to Cardozo. Now, did they... No, they've still got Michael Douglas. They were in... I'm going to have a very quick look because it's Brighton have a centre back, and I don't know if they didn't sell him. He's still there. Abdul Aidin, who we tried to buy, we couldn't afford the price. Spurs got a bid accepted, but he didn't agree to a move. So the only bit of news I got was that he got approved. The bid got accepted. Is Majebli goes back to Romario Barrio, out to Renard on this left hand side. Larea wins the header. And Thomas looks to come forward with it. Great ball through. Carlos Mas, he's in behind. Oh, it's a good block from the Michael Douglas. As Mas keeps it alive. Into Thomas again. Thomas puts another cross in. Akinyemi with a header. Foden flicks it on. But yeah, He looks a quality centre-back, that guy for Brighton. Just won the World Cup with England, so he's going to be a wanted man for sure. Oh, Thomas has picked up a knock, a twisted knee. He's not got the little injury mark next to him. We do have Abel or Ida on the bench who can come on to replace, so we'll have to look at that. I think we're going to have to bring him off with a twisted knee as Akinyemi heads it over the bar. 25 minutes in to Thomas's debut, and it's not going to be ending the way you want. Do we go for Adam Ida? For pace, likes to run down the right anyway, just likes to knock the ball past around. Or do we go for the young, untested, he's not a wonder kid, I was going to say wonder kid, potential player of Amir Abel? I'm going to go with Ida. He was our big money buy. He's going to stay out there as a winger at the moment. I'm pretty sure he's right-footed. Yeah, right only, yeah. So we'll keep him out there as a winger at the moment. Oh, disaster for Thomas, though, on his first game for his new club, picking up a twisted knee. Not what you need. Akinyemi into Michael Douglas. We're pressing up high. Majebedi looks like he looked offside, but Berger won the header anyway. Revan into Bunga. Bunga comes forward, out to Ida, the sub. What can he do? Puts a cross in. Akinyemi heads it away. Revan's there. Revan Sigliani shoots, and Cardozo makes the save. And I looked at that. Are we going top with a 1-0 win? No, we're going 5th. Okay, let's get that. Oh, Majebedi hits the post with a free kick. Dangerous stuff. I mean, I guess I just praise them when I get a shout if we're going to stay 1-0 up. Foden beats man inside. We actually had a bid rejected for Phil Foden as well when I was trying to find like marquee signings to bring in. I've gone for get creative, which could be a problem. But we go into the half 1-0 up. And I'm going to calmly say, don't get complacent. And then I'm going to assertively say that I have faith in everybody, because we are playing very, very well. We'll do the classic opposition instruction update. He just says kick everyone really hard. Classic David Dunn. As Foden gives it into Majebedi. Majebedi goes out to the left to Nasir Univar against Larea. Romario Barro back to Univar. Larea's already been booked as well. Ball in. Ludwig gets the head on it. It falls to Foden. O'Flynn. And we win it back. And Medina clears it away. But yeah, I mean, it's potentially, again, all the board want is for us to be, avoid a relegation battle. They don't really want too much more, and I think we will do that. I'm going to make another sub here. Carlos Mas is going to come off. We're going to shove Ida up front as the complete forward, and Abel is going to come on for his debut. Do you want to be? You want to be an inside? Oh, you want to be an inside forward? I didn't notice that. Either-footed. I thought I'd bought you as a winger. Okay, let's give you a go then. Inside forward on attack. Let's leave you up front and see if we can really press on into this team. Ida's on a 6.4 as well, not being brilliant. Renard, ball in. Majebedi heads it back to him. Renard still going outside the box. Gets a shot off over the bar. Not really troubling Sigurdsson in goal. Or Gunnarsson, sorry, in goal. Berger out to Medina. Into Revan. Out to Ludwig. Ludwig, well, just comes forward with it. Didn't really have much running in front of him. Revan, Medina, back to Revan. Into Medina again. I mean, we are keeping the ball well here. Berger goes out to Abel, the youngster. Cuts in field, gets around his man again. Can he cross it? Oh, he can't. It was a good tackle from Douglas as Dele Alli puts it forward for Kitchen. Kitchen comes forward to Perez. Perez is into the box. Easy save for Gunnarsson there. But Abel looked useful there. Good little run straight at the defence. Going to attack them, which is good to see. But yeah, so far everyone's doing alright. Yeah, we'll tell Larea to ease off the tackles according that he's been booked. Ida's not getting into the game up front, which is a concern. Berger, Larea, back to Bunga. Bunga, ball in. Sigliani at the back post with a header. Cardozo, easy catch though. And again, it's all pretty positive. We are playing relatively well. Ida could have had a better game on his debut, to be honest. But they've put on Jamal Lewis at fullback. As I think, is that their third and final sub? It is. So we'll just update them for one last time so we can get the substitutes all kicked and marked up and everything like that. Berger at centre back into Medina. Medina back to Gunnarsson into Berger. I'm just worried we're going to play ourselves into a bit of trouble. Larea comes forward with it. He's robbed by Dele Alli. Dele Alli's going to run down the left. He gets tackled but keeps the ball. He's sort of bundled his way through. Lays it back to the sub, Jamal Lewis, Romario Barrio, Phil Foden. on the edge, lays it in. Perez, oh, that's a terrible, terrible shot, and he was offside anyway. 7 minutes to go. Well, less than that. Time has ticked very, very quickly, which is lush. We are going into the team instructions. We will waste loads of time. We'll go to a much, much lower tempo so that we don't have to rush the ball forward. And there is 20 seconds left, and Tottenham are on the attack. Dele Alli, ball in. He's offside. He's offside. He looked offside, Arcelin. And he's been given as offside, which should see the game out. The assistant referee didn't move. The goal was ruled out for offside, as now Gunnarsson should just take his time. And it should get us 3 points on the opening day. And there it is. Yes, a win. And this is how close it was. As Dele Alli put the ball in. Oh, wow. It was very, very close to being 1-1. But an early goal from Diallo on his debut gets us a great win on the opening day of Season 12 of this save. And we're showing the Premier League we are not a pushover here. Thomas will be out for 6 to 8 days with a twisted knee. Diallo scores in his debut. And it's a wonderful one. We ease past Tottenham, apparently. I wouldn't quite say it was easy. They did give us a very good game. But there you go. Lots to update you with on this episode. Loads going on. We've actually sent out absolutely loads just in between the bit where I said we'll come back for the Tottenham game. We actually sent out 4 people on loan to Harrogate Town who are our affiliate club. Simon Good joined them, 18-year-old Irish guy. We sent them Michael Williams, English holding midfielder. We've sent them Anthony Bedford, another central midfielder from England who's gone out there. And Ibrahima Anoué, who is another central midfielder. So Harrogate, if they've got any sense, will play 3 in midfield, which is exactly what they're doing. Simon Brooks is their key player. He's actually not one of ours. That's quite depressing. But there we go. A good win to get us off the mark in the Premier League. Next up, Norwich, then Liverpool, which is pretty tough. We'll probably come back quite soon. We've got lots of games on TV, more games on TV now, because we're up in the Premier League, which is good. I don't know, maybe Villa and Man City, something like that. Villa will probably be around us near the bottom of the table. Man City should be up there near the top, so it'll be very interesting to see the £117 million man. So maybe we'll come back for Aston Villa and Man City, and we will see you then. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to all the patrons that support that channel a little bit extra. If you want to be a patron, the link is in the description below. Thank you for tuning in. For now, I'm out. Cheers.